Today's intro will be performed by my student, Joshua.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we will be talking about mean, median, mode, and range. Similar to the problems that you see up on the screen, just a reminder that this is the normal version of the lesson. If you would like the speedrun version, where we go through the problems pretty quickly, I will link that in the description below. Okay, your Ricasso Recap starts now. In 30 seconds or less, here's what you need to know before you start this lesson.
Firstly, you should know how to add negative numbers, similar to this problem. You should also feel comfortable with subtracting negative numbers. And lastly, you should feel comfortable rounding decimals. If you want refreshers on any of these three topics, I will link videos in the description below. Please go watch those before you start this lesson. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. So the mean is just another word for the average, finding the average. All right, so this problem on the right-hand side says Colton took 9 sign tests. His scores were, and then it gives you all the scores, and it says what was Colton's mean test score, round to the nearest whole number. So the mean is asking for the average. Okay, to find the average, step 1, add all the numbers. So 88 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 89 plus 91 plus 91 plus 89. You can do that by hand in your head with a calculator. I'm going to use a calculator, which will give you 808. All right, so you add them all up, you get 808. Cool. Step 1 is done. Step 2, divide by the number of numbers. What I mean is you count how many numbers did you just add up. How many tests did he take? Well, it was 9 tests, right? 9 numbers that we added up. So we do 808 divided by 9, which gives us 89.7 repeating. All right, and it said round to the nearest whole number, so we should know that that rounds to 90. Okay, rounds up to 90, and this is the average. All right, add up the numbers, divide by the number of numbers. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it is time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these 2 problems on your own, and when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, here is the work, and your answer should have been 7.4. Oh, I'm sorry, it said round to the nearest whole number, so that should have just been 7. Final answer. And for the second problem, here is the work. You should have gotten 0. Okay, median. The median, maybe you've heard this word before, and the reason you've heard it before is because when you think of driving down the road, okay, the grass strip or concrete sometimes in the middle is called the median, all right? And so we should get an idea that this has something to do with the middle, all right? So step 1, arrange the numbers from least to greatest. So here's your list of numbers. Start with the smallest and start listing 5 and 5, then it goes 7, 7, then it goes 8, 8, 9, 8, 8, 9. All right, we have it in least to greatest. Check. Step 2, find the middle number. Okay, what number is exactly in the middle? And so the way I like to do it is I like to sort of cross off. So cross off 1 on each end, then cross off on 1 each end, repeat until you get the middle number, which is 7. All right, and so step 2 is done. The median here is 7. Now, some of y'all might have thought to yourself, well, what happens if there's 2 numbers in the middle? So for example, on this bottom problem, when we list out all of the numbers, okay, here's our list, and when we start crossing off, so 1 on the left, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. You know, if we cross 1 off the left and 1 on the right, then we would have nothing. So you look at these 2 middle numbers, okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to find the average. So you're going to add them together, 70 plus 71, and divide by 2. So again, just do 70 plus 71, divide that by 2, and your answer should be 70.5, final answer. All right, so if you end up with 2 terms in the middle, add them together, divide by 2. All right, time to practice. Go ahead and unpause the video and try these problems on your own. When you're ready, unpause the video, and we will check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, here is the work. You should have ended up with an answer of $4. And for the second problem, here is the work with some negatives. You should have gotten -3 for your answer. Okay, for the mode, all right, the mode is, there's only one step, find the most repeated number. So, in this set of numbers right here, what number do you see the most? Well, I see a -9 and a -9. That's 2. But then I see -7, -7, -7, -7. I see that 4 times. This 8, it only happens 2 times. So -7 is the mode. And that's it. Okay, you're just looking for the most repeated value. Now, in this set of values, you will notice that there are no repeated values. And so this set has no mode. All right, so if there's no repeated values, there's no mode. And then in this set of numbers, you will notice that 68 and 68 are tied with 75, 75. Okay, and so this has 2 modes. Okay, the 2 modes are 68 and 75. All right, so with mode, you can have one number, multiple numbers, or no numbers. All right, time to practice. Go ahead and unpause the video and try these 2 problems on your own. When you're ready, unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, you should have gotten 10 centimeters. And for the second problem, you should have gotten 5. All right, last one for today, the range. The range. Okay, it says subtract the lowest number from the highest number. All right, and you got to be careful with your negatives here. So let's start with what is the highest number, the largest number. Highest number here is 0. Okay, and the lowest number is -4. So it says subtract the lowest number from the highest number, which just means do highest minus the lowest. So highest minus the lowest. And important here that you don't mess up your positives and negatives. Okay, this is 0 minus -4, which just becomes 0 plus 4. So the answer is 4. All right, again, do the highest number minus the lowest number. All right, time to practice. Go ahead and unpause the video and try these 2 problems on your own. When you're ready, pause the video, try these 2 problems on your own. When you're ready, unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, here is the work. You should have gotten an answer of 9. And for the second problem, here is the work. You should have gotten a final answer of 4. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.